Yo, what's going on, guys? Miles Beggar today. Hope you guys are having a great day. And in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys and giving you guys advice on how I've been paying my bills with music. Ever since I moved to college when I was 18, I haven't had a job. I haven't been working. All I've been doing is selling beats and recording. And it's been helping me travel to Atlanta. It's been helping me when I went to LA. And I just want to tell you guys about my journey and things that helped me be somewhat successful and make a couple $1,000s a month off of music. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And I'm going to tell you guys how I got placements too as well. Now, let me just switch over to my document here. Okay, so let's start off with the first thing, and something that everybody wants is placements. And if you guys are placement chasing, that's fine. You know, that's a part of the industry, and that's something that everybody wants, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are problems that lie within trying to get placements, and I'm going to help you guys kind of navigate those. So the first thing is network. A lot of people overthink and overcomplicate this thing of networking. And they try and hit people up at the top. They try and hit up the DJ Mustards, the Turbos, the big producers, the Hazels, and everybody who's already made it. Now, there's a couple of problems with this, and there's also other producers that maybe aren't as popping as them, to where this problem still comes up. To where, yes, these people actually do respond. A lot of them, and there's a lot of dope people in the music industry, but just because they respond to you does not mean that you're locked in. Just because they gave you their email does not mean you're locked in. Just because they gave you their phone number does not mean you are locked in, okay? Locked in my aspect, is somebody that I can call or I can text, I can call upon and rely on them to either get my beats somewhere or kind of be able to actually and really genuinely work with them 24/7, right? And a perfect example is my friend Luke. Luke, he's signed to so-and-so. I'm not going to put out his business, but he's signed to a bigger producer, and he helps me get a lot of records. Now, I met Luke at college, and me and Luke, we're best friends before music, right? We'll go out to parties together. We'd go to the studio. We go, what's another example? We basically were friends before music. Now, when the business came, Luke would help me out. And shouts out to bro, but Luke would help me out. He would help me get placements or help me get my beats here and there. But that wouldn't come if I wasn't there if I wasn't like a friend, you know? Like I'm one of his closest friends, and I've never switched up on him. I've never went behind his back. I'm not saying that I use him. I'm just saying that that's what it is, and that's one of my connections, right? But the thing is, it's like he's my friend, right? And that's the difference between a lot of these people, is that yes, you can get a lot of emails and phone numbers and shit, because bro, it's the more the merrier. If you send out 2,000 emails, you're bound to get a song or two. You're bound to get something. But that's not sustainable. That's not a sustainable connection. That's not a reliable connection. You understand what I'm saying? So the quality of connections matters more than who you're locked in with. So that's why I always recommend, if you have a couple homies that you produce with, those are your connections, okay? Your homies are your connections, not the people at the top, not the people that just give you their loop email, not the people that just give you their phone number. Hey, bro, text me this beat, right? The people who genuinely lock in with you, the people who genuinely call upon you when they need help, when they need something. And whenever Luke needs something, I got him. If his car broke down in the middle of the highway, you know who's going to call? He's going to call me. But a lot of people aren't close with their music connections like that. A lot of people just think that they can send out a couple of emails, or, oh, this person responded and they got a blue check, that matters, okay? It doesn't. and it doesn't help you, and you guys are kind of working backwards. So what I want you to do is I want you to create a group chat with you and your closest producer friends, or you and your closest artist friends, and I really want you to get close with these people. Check in on these people. How you doing, bro? Not everything has to always be about business and be about music and making money, right? Connections, it goes past that. Okay, you guys got to understand that. So if you're only connected through somebody just through music, understand that that is not your best connection. Okay, your best connections are your friends. All right. Second thing, let's get into how I kind of got placements and kind of get records placed. The best way that I found to get records placed is through other producers. Why? Because every producer knows 3 or 4 artists, right? I have my 3 or 4 artists. Luke has his 3 or 4 artists. ZQ has his 3 or 4 artists. And now we have 12 together, right? So when we were cooking up in the studio, it was like, oh, so I would get a phone call sometimes. Luke would get a phone call sometimes. ZQ would get a phone call sometimes. And all that together, we all kind of got records. We all got records placed for each other, right? So I'd get records placed for people on the West Coast with people that I know, such as Joe Moses. And I didn't get a placement with Ty Dolla $ign, but I was able to get in the room with Ty Dolla $ign. And just those kind of things that through my connections that I was able to bring to the table. ZQ, he's a big Memphis producer, so he was able to lock in with, he got us one with Finesse 2 times, so shouts out to bro. Luke, he knows a lot of underground people in Atlanta, so a Lil Rez, Loaded, who else is out there? Lil Big and Lil Corey, and those people like that, so he was able to bring that to the table. And yeah, so by doing all of that together, we all had nothing, right? But by us working together and using our 3 or 4 connections that we really had, were we each able to help each other out, okay? So other producers are probably going to be the best way to get placements. And like I said, that goes back to my first point, to where you need to, these are my friends. Like, these are people I genuinely care about, whether we make beats together or not, okay? So it needs to be on that level, because if it's not, you're always going to be trying to play catch up. You're always going to be trying to people please. You're always going to be trying to get in their circle of, oh man, if he just fucks with this one loop, if he opens this one email, when you could just call bro, you know what I mean? So yeah, make sure you guys are locking in with people, and producers are probably the best way. Let's go ahead and switch over to the fact of artists. So artists and A&Rs, I would say, are probably the biggest divas of the industry, and it kind of sucks, but it's kind of warranted, and it makes sense, right? They get a lot of people that hit them up, that are trying to use them, that are trying to get over on them, and it makes sense to why they're so closed off. But you need to be hitting people up, and you need to be getting a couple, okay? Make sure you got a couple. Even if they're not the biggest artists in the world, it doesn't matter, right? As long as they fuck with your sound and they have genuine potential and they're getting some interest from labels, you will eventually get in those rooms, okay? And yeah, so now let's go ahead and switch up the video to how to make money. So the best way to make money in this thing, if you don't have a poppin' YouTube channel, is to engineer. Okay, there's no doubt about it. If you're a producer trying to sell beats and your YouTube is not popping, you will be broke. Okay, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. You will be broke. Okay, go on YouTube, look up Wavy Wayne, go look up Pro Tools tutorials, and take some courses and stuff like that. Learn Pro Tools. Yes, you can engineer on FL, but that's not gonna necessarily help you, right? And the reason why I say it's not going to help you is because it's not going to make you useful, or kind of, I would say, universal in many situations, right? Every studio that we go to, that me and Luke go to, me and ZQ go to, then that I go to, uses Pro Tools. And if you don't know Pro Tools, you cannot engineer, okay? So if you learn Pro Tools, it's literally the same as FL. It's not that much harder. It's not that much more complicated. It's just a different DAW, and it's a learning curve just like anything else. But if you can learn it, one, you're getting paid by the hour, okay? You're getting paid $60, $70 per hour. Second, you're getting clients to actually buy your beats, right? So people are like, people pull up, hey, more times than not, hey bro, you got some beats? Like, a lot of stuff on YouTube sucks, right? So if your beats are actually like good and you can engineer, you're making two different incomes, right? And you have a music career right there to where you never have to produce for a big artist. All you need is a clientele, right? So if you're near a big city, in a big city, if you're even 2 hours from a big city, I would always try and network with people out there. That way you can, one, you can go out there and engineer. Two, you're making money from selling beats, and you don't need an internet brand. Like, branding, that would be my next point, but you don't need as big of a brand in kind of like social media proof as a lot of other people that are trying to sell things online, right? You can make a living doing that. And that, I would recommend that to anybody. Engineering is probably the best way to make a living in music, because you're getting paid by the hour. It's guaranteed money, and you're able to sell a lot more beats. Now, let's go into my third topic, branding. If you don't have a brand, you don't have pictures of yourself, and you're self-conscious, and you're just posting little screen snippets on your Instagram, you like, bro, go to the mall, spend $100, and go take some flick pics, bro. Like, go put them up on the gram. You know what I mean? Because this will help you to be like, oh, it's not just prod by 47 AC or whatever your producer name is. It's not just your producer name. This is Anthony or whoever it is behind the beats, right? It gives you a personal identity, and that's really all you need in music. All you need is a personal identity. You don't really need the whole logos and the websites and all that stuff. Like, if you really just have a personal identity and people know, hey, that's you, you'll be good, and you'll be known as the person that's who, you know, whatever your name is, right? So go to the mall, put some flicks on, and go be a human on the internet, okay? Like, don't just hide behind the screen all the time. And yeah, man, that's pretty much my advice. And that's the thing that's helped me a lot. And I was always a person, going back to my first point, I was always a person that was like trying to hit up the big people, trying to get as many emails as I could, do the spam thing, and it never worked. The only thing that ever worked was locking in with my friends. Okay? That's the only thing that has ever gave me any remote of success, that's gotten me into rooms, that's gotten me into flights, travel, that's been free because of music, like, because of my friends, right? So keep that in mind, and really take that to heart, because it really does matter, man. And I want to see all you guys succeed. Thank you guys for watching. I got a lot more videos coming and planned. I've just been caught up with school and, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.